Hi guys, and welcome back to Car Focused. I'm going to do a shameless plug because I got sent this case. Don't know if you can see it here. It matches the car. It's actually pretty decent. The guys on Instagram, they're called 4fans.co. I'll leave a link to their company in the description. But no, they sent out this case for me to have a look at, and they gave me the option to have a colour, so obviously I picked it in stealth with the blue RS logo to match my spoiler. Today's episode is going to be based around my Focus RS. Unfortunately, Clive will not be making an appearance in this video. Clive is at home, he's resting, he's been doing the work run for a couple of weeks now, so needs a bit of a break. So it's all about the Focus RS. So anyway, this video is all about a track day. Now I've been on a couple of track days now with this car. The most recent was on Monday. It's Wednesday now. The car has basically been put in the garage after the track day and I've just bought it out, and I thought the whole purpose of this video, I could walk around the car and just show you what sort of wear and tear to expect from a track day. Now this car, I had it over a year and I didn't get it on the track. The main reason being was I was just scared. You know, I didn't want to wreck it, I didn't want to stress it, I didn't want to ruin the tyres, the brakes. And then I was at Abingdon about a month ago and we were due to drive another car, and unfortunately that car had an issue so it couldn't be driven. So it was kind of going to be a waste of a track day, and I had the RS there and I said to my friend, shall we just take the RS on instead? And he said yeah. So we swapped the cars over, and after that I was hooked. The car is absolutely amazing on track. So after that track day, it led me to book another track day at Bedford Autodrome on Monday just gone, 16th of July. Booked that with opentrack.co.uk. It's £129, which I thought was a really good deal, and that included free tuition if you wanted it, snacks, open pit lane format on the full GT circuit, which is 4 miles. Highly recommend Bedford circuit. It's a really safe circuit as well. It's huge runoff areas. Literally all you can crash into is grass. So if you come off the track, you'll just pirouette on the grass. I didn't come off, by the way. So anyway, yeah, I had the car on the track all day, absolutely fantastic. So I just thought I'd kind of go through, we'll walk around the car in a second. I'll show you the sort of marks and stuff that I've picked up from the track day, the tyre wear, the wear on the brakes, and that kind of thing. So anyway, let's talk about the pricing. So obviously, I paid £129 for the track day. I filled the car up with V-Power the day before, so I drove there on a full tank, and by the time I'd got home, I'd used 2 tanks of fuel. 2 tanks, I mean that's a lot of fuel. So at 50 quid a pop, you know, 130 quid for the track day, you know, that's 230 quid already. So insurance, now there is track day insurance available. It's quite expensive, it's probably another £200. Now I'm going to be completely honest, I didn't go for the insurance, so I took the risk that nothing was going to happen. Because Bedford's quite a safe circuit, I always check my mirrors. If there's somebody coming behind me that's quicker, I'll just indicate over to the right hand side and let them go past, and then I'll carry on with my session. So it's entirely up to you if you go for the track day insurance or not, but on this occasion I didn't. But as I say, it is available for about £200. It does have quite a steep excess though that comes with that. So yeah, that's, you know, that's the only real cost that I had to, you know, fork out for the day. I've had a bit of lunch and stuff like that, but that doesn't really matter. So anyway, let's flip the camera around and I'll take you for a walk around the car and I'll show you kind of exactly what's happened as a result of the track day. So if we start here at the rear of the car, by the way, the car is still clean. I gave it a nice wash before we went, and the weather's been really good, so it's still gleaming. You can also see the new stance of the car that I've got. Looks awesome, doesn't it, with these spacers there. Just kind of the rear wheels are just nice and sort of flush with the arch there. Anyway, so the rear tyres, start with the rear tyres. So these are Michelin Pilot Super Sport, it's 19 inch. These have been on the car since I bought it, and as you can see, if you can see in there, they're still holding up pretty well. I mean, you can see they've been on track just by how sort of worn they're looking. I don't know if you can see this here, if the camera will focus in. There's a bit of a strange graining effect on that on that section of the tyre there. Let's go around the other side at the rear, and that graining effect isn't quite as bad on this side, but it's because it was an anti-clockwise circuit, so you know, most of the corners are left-handers, which puts more stress on the other side. But no, I mean, these tyres, as I say, they've been on the car now for over 18,000 miles and they're not doing too bad. And you've got to remember that 70% of the power can be delivered to the rear when you're in track mode. So yeah, so let's move on to this tyre, the Nearside front tyre. I had these replaced a few months ago. Now, still got plenty of tread on them, but you can kind of see how the track has sort of, you can see this kind of graining effect here once again. So you can see how the tyres sort of grained off just off this bit of tread here. And it's also, I've got these kind of, these strange markings here. These tyres, they're very soft, and when they get hot, they're almost like a sort of a semi-track tyre, and they pick up the sticky rubber from the ground, but they do a fantastic job. I'm really impressed with these Michelin Supersports. I can't fault them. But what you do get is you do get a bit of wear on the shoulders here. So what I did is I went out for a few laps, got the tyres hot, and then I brought the pressures down to the book pressures, so 41 at the front and 38 at the rear. I didn't want to do them too soft because I've heard about the shoulders wearing and I didn't want that to happen. And they're not too bad. So here's the driver's side front. Now this shoulder's worn slightly more, if you can see around there. And once again, I've got this kind of weird graining here in the middle. So I mean, these tyres, they've got plenty of tread left, but they do look quite beaten up. And this is basically what happens when you've been pushing the car hard all day on track. So what we'll need to do now is, obviously when these have been driven a few thousand miles on the road, this will kind of wear up and it will all even out again. But you can see here, look, bits of rubber that the tyre has picked up. But no, these tyres have been absolutely fantastic. So yeah, very happy with the Michelin Pilot Supersport. So I'll probably just stick with these tyres, to be fair. My old set lasted about 14k on the front, and I'll change the rear ones out probably a few months time. So yeah, that's the tyres. Now, marks on the car. Now the only marks I've really picked up is from like rubber. So there's quite a lot of rubber that gets kind of chucked onto the side of the track, and when you're following cars, the rubber flicks up and it hits the car. It doesn't chip the paint, it just leaves little marks. So if I show you what I'm talking about, so if we just go around the car, you'll be able to see these little marks. Look, there's one there. You've got some on the bonnet there, some black marks. Some more there. There. I did have quite a big one on here. You can't really see it now, but I always carry some rapid detailer in my car, and I just use that to clean it off. But yeah, there's been no sort of catastrophic chips or anything like that. A lot of flies. There's another one of those rubber marks there, look, just on the bottom of the bumper, and there. But yeah, I mean, I had this nightmares about track days. It was going to completely ruin the car, but that is not the case. Another thing I need to do, where I've had the wheels spaced out, I'm starting to get, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't, little chips along here. Now I really do need to get some mud guards. Now mud guards do actually serve a purpose, they're not just for show. And I don't know if you can see, yeah, I'm getting some chips on here as well, on the front. So I really do need to get some mud guards. This side looks pretty good. I don't know if there's anything else I need to show you around here. Oh, another bit of rubber marking on there, but no dents or anything like that. So yeah, the only real thing now to talk about is the brakes. I've had the brakes on the car since I bought it, so I've done 18,500 miles. Granted, they're probably going to need changing within the next few months, They've done 2 track days now. They do hold up quite well on track. After a few laps, you know, they do start to fade a little bit, but as a completely stock setup, I'm very impressed, and I'll probably just keep the stock brakes, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm running the Dream Science Ultima 2 Plus map at the minute. I've put that back on. It's just a bit more fun, you know, you get a bit more top end speed for the track. But with that power, these brakes are fine. So the condition of the disc, it looks all right. Still got plenty of life in that disc. If you can see here, so you can just see in there how much life we've got in that pad. There's probably, I'd estimate, around 7 to 8 mil left on there, and it's the same on the other side at the front. So yeah, there's still a bit of meat left on it. So here's the rear discs. Again, the discs look fine, they're not too bad. It's just the pads. You can't actually really see the amount of meat left on those pads. There's probably about 4 or 5 mil on those pads. So there's not as much on the rear. The rears actually do quite a lot. On the Clio we had, the rear discs didn't really, well, the rear brakes didn't really do anything, to be honest, but on this car they do play quite an important role. So that's the outside of the car. So I mean, if you're worrying about taking your car on a track day, don't. Just get it booked and do it. This car is fantastic. The way it grips into the corners, the way it accelerates out of the corners, in track mode, I mean, if you're in second gear, you go into a hairpin, so you're on the brakes, you turn in and you accelerate out, and you know, crank up the steering a little bit, the back end just comes right out, and it's such a good laugh. It's such fun, but it's all controlled as well. There's, you know, it doesn't get too out of control. Track mode, the stability control will stay on partially, so I mean, if you do lose the back end, it will flick back in and you can power off on and crack on with a lap. But no, you can't get anywhere near to this car's potential on a public road. You need to be on a track. Anyway guys, that's it from me and my Focus RS. If there's anything else you'd like to know, then by all means put a question in the comments box below and I'll do my best to answer them for you. So yeah, just another quick reminder, if you are debating on not whether to take this car on track, do it, because it will change your opinion on the car completely. But yeah, that's my final word. So until the next video, which will hopefully be a Fiesta ST 2018 review, I shall see you soon. Take care.